Welcome back to Loyal Guardian Stories Spanish. The fluorescent lights hummed above, casting an eerie glow over the transformed hangar at Naval Amphibious Base Coronado. Rows of chain-link kennels lined the concrete floor, each one housing a piece of American military history. German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, Dutch Shepherds, veterans of operations that most civilians would never hear about. The air smelled like disinfectant, dog food, and something else, something heavy, the weight of sacrifice. 50 men filled the space, broad-shouldered operators with weathered faces and quiet eyes, retired SEALs, active-duty handlers, private military contractors. They were here for the quarterly canine reassignment auction, where retired military working dogs found new homes, new purposes. The room buzzed with low conversation, tactical gear creaking, boots scuffing against the painted yellow lines on the floor. Then the door opened, and an 11-year-old girl walked in alone. Every conversation stopped. Heads turned. The dogs, trained to read rooms better than most humans, went still in their cages. Emma Hayes stood in the doorway wearing an oversized Navy NSW hoodie that swallowed her small frame. The sleeves rolled up 3 times. Her dark hair was pulled back into a ponytail. Her face was pale, serious, and older than it should have been. She carried a manila envelope against her chest like a shield. Chief Petty Officer Jake Carson, call sign Reaper, was the first to move. He stepped forward, hand raised in a gesture that was part stop sign, part question. "Kid, you lost?" Carson's voice was low, cautious. The girl stood tall despite her size and met his gaze. "I'm here for the auction," Emma replied, her voice steady, clear. The room buzzed with confusion. Someone chuckled nervously. Carson crouched down to her level. Emma pulled out a lanyard from inside her hoodie, revealing a laminated badge with a photo of a man in his late 30s. The name read R. Hayes, E. Hayes, Master Chief Petty Officer. The room went quiet again, but this time the silence was heavier, filled with the weight of recognition. A few men, mostly veterans, knew the name. Emma's father had been a legend. "Emma Hayes?" Carson asked, his voice softening. "Yes, sir." Emma nodded, her expression unwavering. In the back corner of the room, away from the rest of the dogs, there was one dog that wasn't supposed to be there. Gunner, a retired German Shepherd, his body marked by years of service, waits for a new handler or perhaps a final resting place. He had been Emma's father's partner for 6 years, serving on 43 deployments, receiving 3 Purple Hearts, awarded to a dog. Gunner lay in his kennel, his eyes vacant, his body slumped in a way that showed the weight of years spent on the front lines. The tag on his cage read, "Unresponsive to commands, reactive to male handlers, recommendation, humane euthanasia." Emma knelt before the cage. She said nothing at first, just sat, holding her father's envelope, staring at Gunner. Then quietly she whispered, "Gunner, heal." As Emma spoke, something changed. Gunner's ear twitched. Slowly, like a machine powering up after months of inactivity, Gunner lifted his head, his eyes locking onto Emma's. He stood, walked forward with discipline, and sat at perfect attention beside Emma. His gaze never leaves her, locked on her as if she recognizes her as her handler's daughter. The room is stunned into silence as they witness the dog's obedience and professionalism. Despite the tension, Emma was determined to prove Gunner's worth. She requested that a threat assessment test be conducted to show Gunner's ability to work again. The challenge was simple: prove that Gunner wasn't dangerous and that he could still follow commands. But Emma knew Gunner had more than just obedience to offer. He was a witness to something no one else could explain. Emma's voice cracks slightly, but she stands tall as she faces the men. Gunner's body tenses as he watches them. Then, as the test begins, the tension shifts in the room. Gunner responds only when the right person, Emma, is present. The test reveals the truth that Gunnar had been waiting for someone he trusted to step up and ask the right questions. Emma's father had filed a complaint about unsafe practices before his death, and now Gunnar was revealing that he had been there, witnessing everything. Emma holds up her father's complaint and the evidence he had left behind, shocking the room with the accusations. The crowd stands in tense silence as she reveals the truth about her father's death and the corruption that led to it. Gunnar, once thought of as unfit for service, is now the hero once more, reunited with Emma, the daughter of his fallen partner. The loyalty between them is undeniable, and together they stand tall, proving that the bond between a soldier and his dog is unbreakable. Emma and Gunnar walk out of the hangar together, their bond stronger than ever. The sun sets behind them, casting a golden glow over the scene as they leave, ready to start their new journey together.